Good evening and many thanks for joining me on another fresh week of Primetime News as we give you perspective on local, continental and global current affairs. It's a pleasure to be in your company. I'm Michael Madimba. Leading tonight's bulletin. Head of State Dr. Hage Geingob will host the President of the Republic of Finland, Sauli Niinisto, in Windhoek for a state visit from the 27th to the 28th of April. Patricia Kutsia found our lead story.
A media release issued by the presidency on Sunday said the purpose of the visit is to discuss how Namibia and Finland can work together to leverage smart, secure and sustainable solutions to promote a green transition and the fourth industrial revolution, as well as to enhance bilateral trade between Namibia and Finland. Geingob and Niinisto will also discuss the bilateral relations between the two nations and the global political environment. The visit is a component of Finland's engagement with Africa and its strategic efforts to strengthen ties with the continent. President Niinisto will also meet with the Speaker of the National Assembly, Peter Kachavivi, and Prime Minister Sara Kuongerwa-Madila on 28 April. He will be accompanied by a business delegation of leaders from various Finnish industries. The last state visit by a Finnish president to Namibia was in 2011 when former President Tarja Halonen visited the country.
Moving on to developmental matters. Sections of the Samora Machel and Moses Kharwabe constituencies on Saturday received the open defecation-free status. Now, the two constituencies joined 13 rural communities who are already open defecation-free. This comes after the Ministry of Agriculture, Water and Land Reform, in partnership with the United Nations Children's Fund and the European Union, assisted community members to construct their own toilets at their homes. More from this insert.
For the last 4 years, Samora Machel community has undertaken heed to the important call to stop the practice of open defecation. What we have done will yield good results immediately, because we all know that, as a matter of fact, open defecation and poor hygiene practices remain leading cause of child mortality, morbidity, undernutrition, stunting, and can potentially have negative effects on cognitive development. CLTS is an approach that aims to create open defecation-free communities by empowering communities to assess, analyze, and take collective action. That is.
Meanwhile, Samora Machel community member Beata Gebert says her community welcomes the open defecation-free status, saying they were challenged by a lack of toilets, which has led to many falling prey to hepatitis E. Let's listen to what she had to say.
This toilet really, we are very, 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 very good, because in our community there was no toilet and there was not nothing, because the people was also helping there in the rivers. That's why the community for DW, then we decided, when we told them you can just make your own toilet and you must dig it like that. But now the people, they are happy. When you are coming from there, we have the person just come here. When you just come and helping for you, you must pay $2. And for us, really, we make our own water. That's why the people, they are just coming and helping for this in our community. In our community, they are really happy, because we are told them, no, if you want just to make your own toilet, dig like this and make like this. That's why in our community, now the people in our area, in Samora Machel, in Shongwa, they are having their own toilet. Okay, the passing and the other people, when they are coming, they are like the visitors from Germany, where they came from. They are just come to our center. Then it's okay, when you are just coming see our toilet, okay, you visit $2 is where you can get the toilet and you can get the soft. Is where we are helping like that in our community. And our community, they are very, very, very happy for that we are bringing for this.
On to education matters. While strides have been made in Namibia's education system, more still needs to be done to ensure academic inclusion. These were the sentiments of the Namibian National Students Organization NANSO President Lucia Ndishishi, who was speaking at the NANSO Student Funding in Debt Forum over the past weekend. Ndishishi noted students continue to face funding challenges which impede their chances of pursuing higher education. Let's listen in.
We cannot deny it that student funding remains amongst all the issues, the biggest crisis, the biggest challenge that continues to impede on a young person's ability to not only enter institutions of higher learning at first entry access, but even to continue. You'll hear of someone that is in second year, someone that is in third year, that can't continue, that has to drop out because they don't have the funds. Today, I really hope, and I want to call on all of us, and I think it's important that we leave a very clear and unambiguous statement that access to education, access to higher education is in fact a fundamental human right. It's not a privilege for the few. It shouldn't be just for that person that can access it. It is a fundamental human right. By virtue of you being a human being, you have the right to access education. It is a non-negotiable human right. We cannot be negotiating with institutions of higher learning. Please, can you please let them in? They want to study. It's their right. They must access. It's non-negotiable. And it's not only to accelerate sustainable development in our country, but it will also enable us to redress our colonial history as Namibia. It's a moral obligation and it's a commitment that we must all fulfill. Whether you are a student, whether you are a learner, a trainee, whether you have studied and you have graduated, it's a moral obligation on every Namibian citizen, every young person as well, to ensure that we fight for access to education in whatever space we find ourselves, in whatever shape or form, whether it's big, whether it's small, it will make an impact.
Stay tuned for the business segment. Welcome to Primetime Biz, the segment that breaks down everything business and economics. Leading the segment, the Ministry of Agriculture, Water and Land Reform revealed it received an additional list of over 160 schools that require water, especially in the Kavango East and West, Zambezi, Omusati, Oshikoto, Oangwena and Kunene regions. This was revealed in a statement read on behalf of the minister at an event recognizing the open defecation-free status of the Samora Machel and Moses Kareb constituencies in Windhoek recently.
The ministry has begun to address this request. I'm pleased to inform you that through the Namibia Water Sector Support Program represented by Mr. Maseka there, the ministry will conduct will construct sanitation facilities at 56 schools, 15 clinics across the country, and at public places. Our ministry has developed a thorough understanding of the water and sanitation challenges facing the country, as well as a high level of consensus regarding what needs to be done to turn the tide. This includes the capacity of surface, groundwater, shared water resources, and supply thereof to various users reliant on it for livelihood.
Prime Minister Sarah Kuongelo-Amadila says public-private partnerships are encouraged at all levels of government, including regional and local authority levels, to improve quality service rendered to the public. Kuongelo-Amadila made the statement at the 8th Annual Opuo Trade Fair Gala Dinner. More from this report.
Kuongelo-Amadila made the statement at the 8th Annual Opuo Trade Fair Gala Dinner held on Friday. She said trade fair was a key platform to any given economy since it encourages public-private partnerships on which government leverages on the existing private sector for the benefit of the economy's growth. She said regional and local authorities play a pivotal role in service delivery, therefore funding from both government and private sector is key to foster sustainable development. She said government has intentionally adopted the Public Service Innovation Policy, which is intended to trigger new ways of thinking, which is expected to result in new ways of working to meet the current demands of service delivery. According to her, innovation is a culture that should be adopted at all levels of society in order to fast-track the reality of Vision 2030, as well as achieve Sustainable Development Goals and Agenda 2063. She said innovation calls for the regional and local authorities to learn from each other and improve annually.
That brings us to the end of our top news segment for tonight. Now, a look at how the rain prospects are shaping up across the country in the weather forecast. on Sport Planet. The beautiful game of football dominates the segment. While the focus will be on the league leaders Arsenal's visit to the Etihad Stadium to play against Manchester City on Wednesday, 3 games on Tuesday will have a bearing on which teams qualify for Europe next season and who plies their trade in the Championship League. Now, Aston Villa's 5-game winning streak came to an end with a 1-0 draw against Brentford over the weekend. This allowed Liverpool to close the gap to just 1 point behind Unai Emery's team. Villa has a chance to get back on track and move up to 5th place above Tottenham with a home game against Fulham, who have won their last 2 matches. Meanwhile, Wolves' apparent march to safety came to a halt with a 2-1 defeat away to Leicester City on Saturday afternoon, but Julen Lopetegui's side has another chance to all but secure their top-flight future when Crystal Palace is the visitors. Palace has 10 points from 12 since Roy Hodgson returned as coach, and another win would take them to 40 points, all but guaranteeing Premier League football next season. A draw might not be a bad result for either team, but a draw would be disastrous in Tuesday's 3rd match, which sees 16th place Leeds United at home to Leicester City, who is a point and a place below them. On to La Liga. Atletico Madrid president Enrique Cerezo has expressed his desire to see a clash between Lionel Messi and Cristiano Ronaldo in La Liga before they retire. Now, Messi has been consistently linked with a return to Barcelona, where he spent 21 years before joining Paris Saint-Germain as a free agent in August 2021. The 35-year-old will once again become a free agent in July. While there has been little speculation of 38-year-old Ronaldo returning to the Spanish top flight, Cerezo believes that having both superstar forwards back in the league would be beneficial for La Liga. Your sports roundup is up next. With that, we've reached the end of tonight's broadcast. Thanks for watching. Do make a date with us tomorrow as we bring you freshest current affairs shaping our nation, the continent, and the world at large. From myself, Michael Medimba, and the entire production team, it's good night.